Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. As Brazil, we are in a war against everyone, both the Allies and the Axis, and mostly the question is, can the Soviet Union hold off against that force while I try to make my way across the Atlantic here to help them out? It's going to be a while before I can get there, but we're doing what we can. At the end of the last episode, I said that I was going to redeploy my planes between episodes, which I actually forgot to do. I went and canceled all my planes, but I haven't actually done the redeploy, so let's go ahead and figure that out now. The Caribbean Sea is always a little bit tricky because, until we take one of these islands, we don't really have a centralized airfield, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll be okay. I'm going to use 400 naval bombers and just a couple hundred fighters to escort them. That's going to be fine. And you guys are both going to go here, normal mode, and do that. You can also do some port striking. Do I just want to get you half and half, or do this or that? You'll alternate in missions if we do this, which hopefully will be okay. That's going to be sufficient there. I don't think we need to worry about... we had a presence in the Peruvian coast for a while, and maybe a couple other places. It might be worth, actually, over here, getting just... Yeah, we don't have... especially the obsolete ones. We'll get like 100 of these guys to go and see if our submarines ever, get in a battle here. We might be able to send out a wing of planes to help go bombard them. But most importantly, what I want is a presence in the Labrador Sea. It's going to launch from Labrador, where we've got our transports. We're checking for distance, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go with 100 naval bombers, 100 fighters, and then when we increase our airbase presence, we will go and get more naval bombers over here. Just that, and then the Newfoundland Sea over here. Go from Nova Scotia, 200, 100. There we go. And I don't know if we have to worry about the eastern seaboard. Although that is where they launch out of Nova Scotia. So you know what? Now we will go ahead and do that as well. So from New Jersey, we'll get 100 naval bombers and 100 fighters. Man, we have a lot of fighters, but you're going to need a lot. Once we go over and try to hit the UK, we're going to need a good number. So that's pretty lightweight deployment here. But honestly, I think that's going to be good for now. We're going to want more naval bombers, but we actually just don't have the naval bombers right now. I could turn down our fighter presence. Only the fighter 3s, yeah, which is fine. I could lower our fighter build. Actually, a lot of these aren't... They're in the queue, but they're not really there. And let's say we'll have naval military factories, but we won't. Everything's going to be damaged. You know what? I'll just wait for now, because they're not for reals anyway. And we're going to want until wait until we get some better airplane tech. Start building our fighter variant. Well, I mean, actually, the naval bombers will always want these. And we'll always want those as well. Now, you know what? We probably will always want 2 full lines of fighters until we get jet fighters. 2 full lines of fighters and 2 full lines of naval bombers, even without the carrier ones. Okay. Naval invasions apparently happening everywhere, but not really. We're going to try to see if we can't punch these guys. They're going to be like crazy attrition. We're going to get the river crossing penalty, which again isn't fantastic, but we'll see what we can do. Plus, if we kill those guys, they get actually stack wipe, which is nice. I think. I don't think they'll have the ability to escape via transport, even without us having a naval presence, but I might be wrong. Resistance-wise, Texas is finally better. We're going to go and split you guys over there and hope that that's going to be enough to keep Texas under control with fewer presence, especially but without their neighbors being uppity. Here's good, but I can't really thin this out here. You gotta stay there, you gotta stay there. So yeah, there's still a lot of resistance going on in places where we have a lot of factories. But let's go and do this and do that. 1 per state here should be sufficient. You're gonna go there, so we're gonna send you up in here. Especially once the neighbors don't have any unrest, because that's where most of the unrest comes from, is just from their neighbors being cranky pants. Okay. All right, meanwhile, This has all been taken over. Excellent. Where's our name right now? It's still over here. God, we're going to have to take these islands just to make our name as big as possible. I liked it better. Like, our name's no longer at home. It's moved entirely into North America, which seems very, very wrong. All right, a little bit of sub damage. I do have some carriers going on here. And again, we do have our aircraft presence. Oops, you got to go set to that. But our radar coverage is very poor. We do have it building up. Where's our build here? Oh, we can start to do this. May as well do both of these. Oh, we shot down another ace. Excellent. Yeah, we're starting to get a radar presence, so that's going to help. I mean, we may want to eventually upgrade to like having 2 or 3 groups of radar, but for now, having a little bit everywhere is going to be pretty helpful as is. All right, meanwhile, let's see here. We're going to grab the tanks and the light cavalry. We're going to do that, or light cavalry. Well, sort of. And you're just going to assist. I think we are just going to go and flatten these guys with no supply. River crossing or not. It's actually going to be pretty overwhelming, which is fan-frickin-tastic. Because they might decide to just send more troops there. In fact, I'm wondering about like leaving this empty and just baiting them to keep doing... Well, I'm going to leave it empty. I'm not going to leave anyone there, but we could also just not take over the province in the first place. But I think we will go and do that. That's going to be okay. All right. So yeah, mostly we're waiting for the fall of Gibraltar. That's not the first time it's fallen. It keeps going back and forth. Soviets seem to be holding, which is good. Carrier level 3. Excellent. We may actually start one level 3 carrier right now. In fact, I think I will do exactly that. Capital ships. I'm not going to spend any XP upgrading you, but I am going to get one thing up and running. Like this, and I'm going to move you to the top of the queue. And actually, I mean, we have a lot of naval factories that are just broken, but it might not be a bad idea. Well, our production queue is pretty goddamn full. I'd say it might not be a bad idea for us to just go and build up a bunch of naval factories. But really, all we have to do is wait for existing stuff to get fixed up. Oops, I'm doing this the wrong way. I want the civilian factories to be at the top. I mean, infrastructure is okay too, but yeah. The more civilian factories we have, the better everything else gets fixed. There we go. 98%. So yeah, those guys are going to get bopped easily. Everything here is fine. You should have like 0 unrest over here. I'm sure only need to keep 1 horse around. Yeah, everything is 100% green. So I will keep 1 horse in previous El Salvador. Oop, Texas is starting to get cranky again. And that could definitely snowball to some of its neighbors. So let's go and get a bit more of a presence over there. How else are we doing? I'm going to split you in half and move you over there. How you doing? Minus 80%, so we could definitely move one of you into Texas. That's going to be okay. What are we doing over here? Minus huge. Let's do that. Actually, I'm going to keep one of you here for now, just until we've got that 100% settled. No attacks over here. No, we're good. Bit of a naval kerfufflage over here with my submarine. Hopefully we can get some air bombardment happening in there to help out. Factories, but not really. Still want to go and do a naval invasion over here. We will get there. 1.85 years. Well, it doesn't have any factories actually assigned to it. I'm going to go ahead and also build 1 Type 2 destroyer. And our submarines, we're gonna halt the construction of this for a while. God damn. There's still a million absolutely obliterated dockyards that have to be fixed up. That's going to make a big difference, too, when we get there. So that got taken care of. Excellent. But I don't want them to stick around. I'm going to move them here and, say, here. A little bit spread out so we can respond. That's going to be good. Killed some dudes. Still a long way to the UK capitulating. Actually, they've got a tiny bit. How 4%? Oh, because some of their overseas victory points have been taken. That's why. That's why. Because they had holdings all over the place, and some of it would probably count as their core territory. All right. Now, I still have... No, I don't still have transports over here. Yeah, and I don't think we had the range. It's probably... I don't think we need to upgrade this naval base. But you, since we don't need you to be a paratrooper anymore, why don't you switch over to being a group of Marines? I mean, that's a full-powered group of Marines, but that's going to be okay. I'm going to get you here. We're going to see if we can't get you to go over across to Denmark. I always say Denmark because it's listed there, but I mean Greenland, obviously. Duh. Now, what kind of naval stuff do we have here? 82%. Some air superiority, which is not as much as we'd like, but that's our level 3 destroyer. Nice. Let's go for a level 4 destroyer over here. I mean, I just started building level 2, and it has, like, no progression in it, so there you go. Switch over to that. And I just realized you never got a location assigned. So it's going to be Rio 7. Same thing over here. Rio 7. 2.67 per year. Nice, now that you've actually got factories. Okay, good. I mean, we're still going to need a little bit more of a presence in that. And we don't actually have planes for you yet. That's going to be the other thing we need to research. Grrr. But we'll be able to start in a second. As landing crafts are done, we're not going to go for the next level landing crafts right away. We are instead going to learn to make first the fighters. It'll take 67 days. And then we'll get the bombers. And then we'll make sure to assign some very high priority production to that. I think 2 full lines of naval fighter and naval bomber. Or carrier fighter and carrier bomber is what I mean to say. So you're going. Okay, you might get sunk along the way. Or we might just sneak in there. And it looks like the sneak is going to happen. Glorious. I mean, because again, there's a bit of a navy over here, but not much. And we are stripping away their ability to have bases over here. I mean, they've still got this, but I don't know how much the AI sort of makes those changes. How quickly, and if it decides, you know, this might be too small of a base, then they'll be like, oh, it's not worth it. I mean, I still don't know. There still could be something here, but it looks like, nope, looks like it's undefended at this point. Nice. There we go. You're going to go back there. Next trick will be if we can get over to Iceland. Which actually, it sort of feels like we could. In fact, you know what? Why don't you go and start that right away? Naval Invasion. From here to there. Lock in and go. No divisions. You still have your old order? Because it didn't take. I mean, I could have forced it, but if I cancel, it'll work more consistently. Go, enter, go. There, now it says 1 division. Excellent. So yeah, you still had the old battle plan. And we'll get someone else to go over there. Like, from over here. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous. You might get yourself in some trouble. A lot of convoys. We don't have the presence over here. I'm not going to trust my ability, because they seem to really be buzzing around this area here, actually. And that's what we need them to stop doing. Can we reach this base with an airplane? Because that's probably where their stuff is located. If I get my transports here. We'll also need an air presence, actually. So let's go and get a squad of some fighters and some more fighters. I actually don't know if they can all reach. We'll find out. You are going to do... Well, we've already got Eastern Seaboard. So the question is, can we reach the Saragossa Sea? And it looks like, yes, just barely. But technically we can, which is good. You are going to get transformed into a mini paratroopers. Yes, I know, it'll tank your experience, and I'm sorry. Me and you squad over here, you're going to do... We're going to have to wait for you to actually get your equipment. We'll be right back. Bit of a battle there. Are my planes involved? You got some planes involved. So the idea, hopefully they detect the submarines, they make their own presence known, and then I can go and sink them, which is kind of handy. I think what we need is a naval base right here. Not for really sending supplies, but just as a way for my troops to ferry across at this sea, instead of having to go down here, and then here, then here. This is going to be better overall, or slightly more convenient. I don't know if it's better, but slightly more convenient. You are in an airdrop from here to... No, you can't reach. And I did expect that would be the case. That's alright, though. That's alright. I'll leave you be what you are for now, I guess. Just make your way up here somewhere, and we'll figure out what we want to do next. And my transport planes. Cancel you. Do we want an air presence over here? I mean, I can trash one of you. You know, I'll leave an air presence, but just like 50 planes. Buzzing around over here. Heavy Cruiser 2, good. I'm not going to get the next ship right now. I'm going to make sure we're getting our carrier naval bombers. Alright, we're doing a little bit of damage from time to time. And then they're also sinking our submarines. It'd be nice to do the port strikes and really, you know, smash the hell out of them. Okay, they do have a presence there. What kind of stuff? One motorized division. You know what? A proper multi-unit. I mean, this is a proper unit, although no experience points. But we can do a proper marine invasion there with more troops, assuming we can get them there. But once we get a naval base right over there, then we'll be able to do that. I'm going to grab a handful of you guys and strategically redeploy you over here. And yeah, they don't appear to have much of a ship presence over here, so I suspect we'll be able to move troops through the north, at least for now. We'll see how it goes. Really do want to take care of this, but I'm worried. I mean, I guess I could risk a naval invasion over here. It actually might be worth doing a real naval invasion. At the risk of losing a bunch of transports, though. I don't know how much shipping they've got going on here, but if we could take that out, it'd be nice. But they've got all these, too. Like, I don't think we can actually stop their naval range from being truly substantial. Alright, I'm going to get you to stay here, because we can probably punch these guys with the tanks quite often, actually. Move you back over there. No other real invasions. No, we're good. How are we doing over here? Alright, I'm seeing lots of green. It's good at a glance. How about over here? Fairly static, which is okay. Not a lot of combat's going on, but what's going on is good. So when these guys, yeah, they're just going to run away, which is fine. I'm happy that they have the ability to just escape, as opposed to getting killed. I'm going to wait for that naval base to get built, which is in the queue, right? And at the top? Yeah, it's nearly done. So we can start ferrying some people across. And yeah, we'll just do a proper naval invasion there. In fact, you're in your own army over here, right? Well, you were, right. You're not anymore. So you will be, I'm going to go dark blue for Marines. Excellent. I'm going to get you guys, all of them? Maybe just the ones that were gold to join the blue group over here. You guys are all going to be set to be Marines. Excellent. And you're all going to move over to there. I don't even know if you'll have enough supplies, but we'll see. Once you get there. I don't think we're going to bother building an airfield. Oh, they do have a ship over here. I don't suppose I can turn these guys around. No, I can't. Labrador, how's you're still at 200 limit, huh? Cancel these. Yeah, we need more better naval bombers, but you're going to go there and help out with that. You probably not even have the range, but that's okay. I mean, what are we going to do? Nova Scotia. Yeah, I don't think you can even reach. Damn. Alright, well, at least we've got some reinforcements. They have a lot of ships over here. Can't believe you can't cancel the move afterwards. I'm pretty sure these guys are all going to die. And maybe not. Maybe the battle's going to be busy here. As long as those guys can sort of run away long enough. Okay, well, they've gone down. I'm hoping these guys can finish their move here. But we'll have to get better control over these seas before we do another naval invasion. So we're not going to do that yet. But what I can do is make sure to take that and that just to clean that up. And that'll be good. Okay. We still don't really have naval factories free. Carrier coming in. Screen ships. Yeah, you still have no production put in here. Oh, but we don't have the level 4 yet. That's done. We're good on convoys. I'm going to do this. This is still not freeing up actual factories. Wait for these guys to finish. And they're slightly more expensive to produce, but we could go and only produce the carrier versions of stuff from now on. Yeah, we'll have to get the jet engines at some point. But before that, you're coming in, you're coming in. Oh, we got a discount for heavy cruisers, which I will do. At least they'll build quickly. So I know there's not a whole lot going on right now, but I mean, I thought this was going to take us way longer than it did, and it's done. And I don't know what to do with myself, other than I guess I need a navy now, which I wasn't seeing coming. I mean, maybe we could have snuck in a navy sooner, but honestly, all the tech that we did and all the construction that we did was kind of sort of required for, well, what we did. Do this and then just bop them and run away. Keep this area empty. Encourage them to keep landing there where they have no supply, and then just wreck them over and over and over and over. Because it's funny. Alright, well, let's take a look at our rebellion map mode. Alright, it's coming up well. You seem like you're okay, and we can thin that out a bit. Not that these are proper MP units. Alright, Texas, what are you looking at? Yeah, so that's a pretty big decrease, so we can definitely thin you out a bit. But over here, looks to me like we can get exactly one division out of there. It'd be nice if we could, like, see big negatives on the map mode, so we know that we could start really thinning these out a little bit sooner. I suspect that here, yeah, we can do that. Here, too, I can probably do something like that. Places with victory points generate a lot more unrest. Right, so you're in place. And do that, and then run back over here. And then you'll run back over here. And actually, this division should be in training mode. So you can stop being green. And we're going to give you a really strong general for the next attack. And hope that that works out okay. We're doing a little bit of bombardment. If we can force these guys to run away, that would be particularly handy. But I don't know. Meanwhile, do we have any fleets sitting around in Rio? Nope. It's been a while since we finished anything there. Something else to check would be our trade situation, because the balance is probably changing quite regularly. Let's update our order with the Soviet Union over here. Need more rubber. Can't really get rubber from anywhere. That's a bit annoying. Can trim down that order. And we got a surplus of everything. I mean, I could go for Indochina, or Indonesia, or whatever, you know, these areas. I don't remember exactly where the rubber is, but we could consider doing something like that. Okay, things are very green here, but they're mostly defensively green. It would be nice to see some forward pushing, and actually there's some fallback going on as well. Okay, Carrier 3. Oh, that's what I didn't do. Right, is go and change my production lines here. So I'm going to cancel you and you. And actually, you know what? We've got... Certainly with the fighters, I shouldn't have just canceled, actually, because they would have been similar enough. We probably could have carried some over. But I don't know. Carrier Fighter 3. Oops, not just as is. Hold on. Create a variant. Lots of engine. Your range isn't as important at all. Good agility. Okay, there you go. Spend most of our experience points getting Carrier Fighter 3s to be as good as possible. And Naval Bomber 3. We do have a little bit of experience. It's a little bit of engine. A little bit of attack. A little bit of reliability. Oh, just enough. Excellent. There we go. Bomber 3. Wait, hold on. Shit. Did I do the wrong one? I think I did. Carrier Naval Bomber 3. Yeah, so you're not going to get your upgrades. Oh well. Sucks to be you. We're going to do that. There is still a need, I think, for the regular naval bombers. We're going to run some missions for that. And we're good on regular fighters for now. I will go and add a queue of regular fighters, but I will keep it a little lower down. Meanwhile, I'm going to send the carrier fighters to the top of the priority list and the carrier bombers to the top of the priority list as well. We need them to start going. Do I want to do that with our naval bombers as well? Probably. In fact, I think I want to literally put it to the top. Because there's the need. Well, it's an upgrade need, but still. Like, we're using them pretty heavily. We don't need that many of these, but they will get their priority, so that's going to come in. We don't have the rubber, but that should be okay. Research slot, so we're good over here. Our ships are all researching, which is great. We will want the final bonus here for the invasion speed. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. The invasion speed, the defense, it will help out. Meanwhile, my Marines, you have no supplies over here. Now, is it because our trade is being interdicted? It's your local supply. Your local infrastructure is really low. And trade's coming in from, interesting, from this point right over here. That's an interesting situation. What's this zone? Trinidad. So we need to make sure that Trinidad, their naval base upgrade is really high up. Because clearly things do flow through here. And then on top of that, I mean, this is sort of temporary. But let's go and get an extra couple of levels of infrastructure here in Greenland. I don't think the naval base will be required, but we'll do that. Right now you're being attritioned. Supply is shockingly low. Heavy Cruiser 3. We're going to go right into Heavy Cruiser 4. And we'll start mass producing a navy soon. Hopefully the Soviet Union can hold out. Cross our fingers. Modern tanks are done. Very nice. And with this, it will become useful to have the self-propelled grenade for the modern tanks. We are going to kill off any of our old armor production. And you're going to go straight into modern tanks, which can be upgraded to have, say, a lot more armor. Gun speed's going to help for there. And then we need reliability to be pretty high. We've got a few more points. A little more armor. Which actually balances out our speed perfectly, right? Max speed. Oh, no, it doesn't. It removes some of our bonus reliability, which is kind of interesting. So it's speed 9.6. You know what? I think I'm comfortable with that. So the modern tank, Mark 1. Get that going on. Efficiency is low, and here's all broken factories for now, but that's going to be okay. Start building that. At some point, we'll get a complaint that we're not producing any heavy tanks anymore, but that's okay. We've got tons and tons in storage. Ridiculous amounts in storage. As we start getting modern tanks, our so-called heavy tank companies or divisions will get switched over to use modern tanks. Still need some... they'd ideally be paired with mechanized infantry as opposed to motorized, but motorized will have to do for now. Tanks aren't going to be our core concern right now. Our core concern is going to be a lot more our Navy. Which is starting to accrue. Well, maybe. End of 46. Ooh, there's our carrier tech. So that's all done, which is nice to see. Waiting for this. We've got the plane stuff. Jet power would be handy. And hell, there was a nuke idea too, actually. It takes a long time to research this stuff. It's going to take us 3 years to work our way through. So I think we'll just look at potentially getting some jet planes. Or the mechanized, I don't know, one way or the other. So now let's take a look at our construction queues. I'm going to let that one finish. But then after that, we're going to go carrier 4s, infinite amounts. And just keep building them in Rio down here for now. That's going to be okay. So infinite amount of carrier 4s. We're still on destroyer 3s, yeah, which still has no production. Wow, yeah, our naval production is still basically non-existent. I mean, we will need more naval dockyards, especially in places which aren't being destroyed. The American ones, like, there are a lot in the States. They just have to get repaired. But we're going to get a couple of these a little higher up, so we can at least start to accrue a few. Oh. Need to do that, and then come down here. And yeah, it's entirely the lack of local infrastructure. No real landings have happened here. Nope, we're still good. I mean, we're having to, like, keep so many things around there. It's just, it is not great. We're killing some convoys over here. There's no evidence that there's a enemy navy. Oh, no, there is there. We don't have our radar set up over here yet. That would make me feel a bit more comfortable as well. A little bit more confirmation about what we may or may not be seeing. But yeah, what kind of navy do I have kicking around these days? Right, there's you guys, which are still being blocked in over there. There's a tiny bit of subs over there, but they're almost gone. And that, yeah, we have basically no navy left anymore. Wow. It was really obliterated. And the free military factories is not entirely accurate, because it's mostly just smash stuff at this point. I mean, we have a lot of functional ones, but we also have a lot that are not functional right now. Acre class. Okay, there's our final destroyers. Wonderful. Okay, get started on the mechanized. Oh, we might want to get our marines teched up as well. Hold on. Let's do that first. Tech you up, and in the production queues, screening elements, you're making that one destroyer. I'm going to let you finish that, which is fine. But then you're going to get started on that. And our heavy cruisers, we're not quite done yet either. Yeah, we were going to start on Infinitude destroyers in Rio for the screens, and then we'll start on Infinitude heavy cruisers. And that is going to be our comp, but it's going to take a while to get that kicked in. There you go. The self-propelled artillery. Excellent. We're going to need more of these things, and in particular, these do get used with our marines, so what the hell. So we're doing a little bit of damage there still, which is good, but it's, you know, hardly a start. Shot down a plane, damaged the ship. They might be forced to retreat at a certain point, in which case we can start our invasion of Iceland from over here. If ever we get our supplies up. I guess we're going to put a cut in here. Oh, there we go. The infrastructure is starting to climb, but it's a long way from done, and it's really crummy terrain over here, so it's not the place you want to stick around for such a long amount of time, but we will be okay. All right, well, thank you very much for watching another episode. I realize that things continue to go a little bit slowly right now, but that's going to be the way it is. At least we're running at a relatively high speed. Thanks for watching. See you next time.